Hello everybody, Team MONARCH here, back at it again with another video, and today we're doing another market watch video for you guys. Now where I'm going to be showcasing what you should buy and what you shouldn't buy. Starting with this stupid card right here, Firewall Dragon. Yeah, unless if you're going to be playing like say Star Grail or something like that, don't invest into it. Like, this guy is guaranteed to see a reprint. He's not going to get hit in the list because he's the main character's card. They have had a history of never hitting the main protagonist's cards on the ban list. Ever. So, Firewall Dragon is more than not likely going to stay at 3 forever. And they're going to do this because they're promoting links. So, I was thinking about it lately. In the past, I always said, limit, emergency ban this bitch, emergency limit him, or errata him. They're going to have to at some point. They're not going to. Even though they should. Because even though this guy's broken, he's the main protagonist card. Unless if they actually do it, then we're going to keep up with the stigma that the main protagonist cards are never going to get hit on the list. Because it'd be very false advertisement on the show. The show's going to be advertising this guy a lot more. So, yeah. 3406, you pick your copies up if you want them. I suggest, me personally, you sell them now. Before they hit 25. Hey guys, remember when Abyss Task was like a $25 card or something? Yeah, he's like $1 now. So yeah, I'm gonna start pushing the Mermail hype on this channel because Mermails are one of those decks that honestly should be seen play, yet doesn't see play because not everybody has looked towards the deck yet. I mean, it can shit out Abyss Megalo very easily. It can easily throw in the Frog Engine to the deck, so you can make Toad in there. We have the new Master Boy coming here, and I think in one of the special editions of Circuit Breakers. So we're going to actually be getting indirect Mermail / Paleo support early. So you guys are probably going to want to start picking up this deck if you're looking for something that can OTK Matt easy on a budget. So, yeah. So, let's go down here. Looking for Abyss Megalo. They don't have her here? Oh well. Let me look her up. Yeah, Abyss Megalo. Let's see how much she is. Secret Rare, $21.99, of course. Check it out, guys. You have the Mosaic Rare copies of her, which is the shittiest rarity you can possibly get of this card for $20. Like, if you guys didn't pick her up before, then you're gonna have to spend a little extra money to get the deck because before these copies were rolling around for like what, fucking $5. Let me go somewhere else to see if I could find cheaper prices of her. I'll be right back. So I actually did manage to find cheaper copies of her. I think this is the common. Oh, it's just the rare. Let's see all the options that you have here on Amazon for buying her. So, yeah, $12. So you'll be saving $8 if you come over here to Amazon right now and buy 3 copies of her. And $12 sacks for 3 copies of Megalo these days is not bad considering how much she was in her prime. I remember the days where this was like almost $150 card to buy the original Secret Rarity out of the what was the name of that pack? The Abyss something. I forgot the name of the... Oh, yeah, no. Shadow Specters. Shadow Specters was a really good pack at the time since it introduced these new Mermail monsters. And now we're back with my second favorite card, Herald of Perfection. This guy is just OP. Like, you see you can get his Ghost Rare, his Gold Ghost on here, which is, in my opinion, is the second nicest looking rarity of him. First nicest being the Ultimate Rares, of course. You can get this guy pretty decently cheap right now, even if you decide to max out the rarities. So, yeah, you guys should make your investments on this while they're around. I'm not going to touch too much on this. Oh, playset. Nice. Playset for 29 for basically $30. That's cool. I'm not a big fan of rarities, but if you want the high tier rarity shit for the deck, I suggest you buy it out now before it starts going up. So yeah, now I want to talk about the tin can. And if you guys know me on a personal level, you would know that I got tin can for like $2-3 back in like December, January. Yeah, I got them for like 3 for 10 or something like that back in January. Now you see him going online for like 11. Let's see, 10.15 free shipping. So yeah, you have to pay $10.15 in order to get one copy of this guy. When I got him 3 for 10, you guys are gonna be late on the hype. In my opinion, my best suggestion is just for you to just wait it out right now. If you really want to play the deck, buy it, but whatever. At this point. In my personal opinion, I love Kozmo. They're always going to be forever one of my favorite decks. Try them out, guys. You might like them. And if Dark Destroyer goes back to 3, to 2 or 3, Tin Can, I believe, is going to shoot up even more. So, if you have them, don't sell. Because if Dark Destroyer comes off, if Konami gives us some, it decides to be reasonable and gives us some leverage and power hold here, we can actually manage to get our Tin Can sold online for even more money. Like, this guy can go up to 15 max. I don't see it going any higher than that. Okay, guys, $20 for D-Barrier. Who the fuck is buying this card? And let's keep in mind that honestly the best 2 decks of the format right now are decks that are technically basically unaffected by Dimensional Barrier. Speaking of Dimensional Barrier, if you guys watch Team King of Games duel against True Draco Zodiac, and he was using his True King Yang Zing deck in the tournament, and he wrecked that, 3 stacks wrecked that guy. But let me tell you what that guy tried to do. He tried to use Dimensional Barrier against Yang Zing and called Synchro. And I find that to be the dumbest thing ever, because Yang Zings can Synchro summon on both players' turns. That's what makes cards like Dimensional Barrier useless against them. This card is good against, like, say, Heralds, or Stellar Knights, or something like that. It's definitely useless against Monarchs, which is arguably the best budget deck for Link format. Monarchs and Cubics are unaffected by that, really. Like, this card is getting reprinted in our Megatons in a matter of, like, what? Let me see today's date. Fucking 9 days. This card's gonna get reprinted. It's getting reprinted in one of our structure decks really soon. So this card is getting reprinted to the max. So you're gonna be able to get your hands on copies of these dirt cheap. Don't invest in it. And even if you were to have it, I say sell it, because the card is not that good anyway. Yeah, Foolish Burial Goods is another really good card. But I'd say you guys can wait on it a little bit, because it's been confirmed reprint. It's been confirmed canon reprint in the Megatons, so you guys can wait up on this, hold out. You guys can hold out on this a little bit, because it's getting reprinted in the Megatons. I mean, buy it if you really want to use it in your deck for your locals or regionals or whatever. If you really need it at this very moment, then you buy it. But if you don't really need it right now and you are gonna buy it as investment for the long term, I believe this card has the potential to go up in value. If 3 stacks idea with throwing Foolish Burial Goods, when with Metal Post Fusion having 4 copies of Upstart Goblin in your deck would become popular, I believe this card does have the potential to spike. But I just don't see it right now, since it's getting a reprint. And the card isn't that used in a lot of people's decks. And it's pretty underrated overall. So yeah, hold out on it. Another thing I wanted to talk about in my market watch this time is Cubics, because I completely forgot to put Cubics in my top 10 budget list for Link format. And I wanted to bring this up because a lot of these cards are like so cheap. Like, you're not gonna find any of them for super expensive retarded prices. Like, take a look at this. This is a deck core right here, right? So this is basically all of the cubic cards. You get all of the cubic cards for $21. The only thing you have to do is buy a cubic Dooza himself individually out of this, and after that you get the entire cubic core for 21 bucks. That's dirt cheap. And cubics have the potential to be even cheaper than the 3 structure deck ABC and 3 structure deck Monarchs. So yeah, now we're gonna go back and I want to look up Dooza because I want to see where Dooza's at. Dooza. Alright. So 145 trending at $2.26. And here's the thing. Even $3 for this card is not a lot of money. Because you're already getting a decent deck for a dirt cheap price. And this is one of the reasons why I'm saying you still should consider Foolish Burial Goods, because if you guys watch 3 Stacks Foolish Burial Goods cubic deck profile, you know how he does it, you know how he runs it. Check out Team King of Games today if you haven't checked out his stuff. I mean, it's just so cheap to buy this entire deck. And it's not affected by the link mechanic at all. It's basically focused on spamming their level 10 beast of a monster that's unaffected by monster effects. Period. And basically is a BLS where he can have 2 attacks in 1 battle phase. So yeah, it could be something that you invest in for the long term. Alright, so the OTS copy printing of Strike is at 3 for $149.99. So basically, 1 copy of the OTS version has went down to 50, which is pretty cheap in my personal opinion. And you have the Strike here for $17 right now. In my personal opinion, it's not worth the hype because this fucking card is getting a reprint in the structure deck really soon. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna get another reprint before then. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to be going down to 10 at some point. So you guys will be able to have the opportunity to pick up your shiny secret rares cheap if you guys don't like them shitty commons that come in the structure decks. It's printed by Konami. So yeah, check it out. Alright guys, let's take a look at some Monarch stuff here. Probably the best budget deck in Link format. I mean, you can hollow out your deck cheap, yo. Oh my god, you can hollow out your deck so cheap. Look at these prices. Buy. I'm telling you, buy this shit out. It's just so good. I mean, I think I profiled Monarchs on my channel 3 times already. Maybe 4, it might be 4, but I guaranteed 3 times I profiled Monarchs on my channel, if not 4. That's how good Monarchs are. They deserve to spawn on my channel multiple times over and over. And I mean, you got your Pantheon for $1. I mean, and let's look up the Monarch structure deck. I probably spelled structure wrong. I'm not seeing the structure decks on here, but I will take you to where you guys can get the structure decks. They're cheap. And you were able to get this structure deck at once upon a time for $8-9, but now it got more expensive over a period of time. And here's another offer, $837. $837 free shipping on orders over $25. Do you know what this means? Since you're buying 3 structure decks already, and you're going to be buying copies of Vanities, Majesty's Fiend, maybe some Kaijus for your side deck, unless if you already have them. If you guys saw on my deck profiles, you know I sometimes side a Ghost Ogre, Droll, and Lockbird. I'm probably going to be going over that again in today's market watch. By the time you finish buying everything over here on Amazon, you have to buy here on Amazon in order to get the free shipping. You have to. Your best suggestion would be to buy all the cards here on Amazon. But if you buy them all, you'll be able to get these 3 structured decks of this 837. And then you're going to have a lot of spare cards to put in your collection as well at the very end of this, because not everything in the structure is going to be used. And again, Foolish Burial Goods is getting reprinted in the Megatons. Thus, the price of this structure, to build this deck is going to decrease even more, because Foolish Burial Goods is an automatic staple in the deck. If you guys haven't checked out my Monarch deck profile with Gofu, I know I use proxies in there that time, but when I get Gofus in real life and I top with it again at my locals, and when I top with it again at my locals, I'm gonna be reprofiling it anyway. So, and it's not like that there were a whole bunch of proxies in the video. That was the only proxy, because I didn't want to make people wait for the variant where I actually use Gofu. And yeah, cards like Trade-In can be used in the deck. Allure of Darknesses, the Metal Foes Fusion, like all these dirt cheap cards can be ran in the deck. No Desires or things like that. Even though Desires is getting ready to become a dirt cheap card. How ironic that I'm looking at my Monarch deck right now while I'm doing this video. But anyways, yeah, I'm hyping Monarchs as possibly one of the best budget. No, not one of the best. The best budget deck for Link format. The best deck for Link format is in the title between these 3. Number 1 Heralds, number 2 Counter Fairy, and number 3 True Drago. Those are the top 3 decks for Link format. But the best budget deck that's dirt cheap to build is Monarchs. There is no other deck that I can put on a higher pedestal than that. And the only other one I could say that could go there is Lightsworn. Because Lightsworn is just so cheap to build now. And the Phantom Knights have decreased in prices, so Lightsworn Phantom Knights is dirt cheap to do. Yeah, that's another thing I want to review in this video, the Phantom Knight cards. I'll be right back. Yeah, guys, if you guys saw my video about Droll and Lockbird, you guys would know that I got my copies for $3-4 bucks. Actually, no, not even $4. 3 for 10. So I basically paid $3.33 for this thing. Look where it's at now. 11. You guys have to pay top dollar for this now. And this is why I was telling you, pick up your Droll and Lockbirds before Links. Because in this format, the card's OP. It's just dirty to run. Because everybody's searching their shit out now. With Link format being a thing and Zoo decreasing in play and True Draco increasing in competitive play, you get shit like friggin' Droll and Lockbird that can basically shut down the whole deck with the moment they activate a fucking terraforming for a whole turn. And they literally will have to have the Dynamite Fighter and the Trap card, or the Spell and Trap card in their hand. We could just end on a mere Dynamite Fighter. I mean, this card puts the deck so far behind. And let's not even forget the Trickstar loop with this thing. I'm not reviewing Trickstars in this market watch though, because, you know, it's basically generic information at this point. I want to review interesting things. If you guys noticed, Return to Dragon Lords was starting to go down for a little while. But then it started to spike up again. And now, it's at $12. It's at $12. Oh my god, this card is so expensive now. Jesus. I mean, I remember back in September last year. No, not September, October last year, back in 2016, buying 3 copies of this for $15. Like, they were online for $5. And I brought them in. At that time, Link Summoning wasn't even announced. And now, I'm going to be gaining, like, 55% return on my investments, which is huge. Because I'm going to be selling them shits up front at my locals now. Because everybody wants to be playing Blue Eyes. And who knows, I might build Blue Eyes myself. Or I just might make a 60-card Felgrand deck out of it. I don't know. Well, you could do anything with Lightsworn now. now that they have their Twilight Sworn cards in real life. You could do anything with Light Sworn. That's how OP and broken the deck is. And now I want to look at some Blue Eyes cards while we're at it. Let's look it up. Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. Alright, here we go. Alternative White Dragon. 3 available, $11.99, aka $12. So, here's the thing with this. Oh, check it out. 70 sold. Oh, shit. 70 were sold, so people were actually buying this thing out. So, yeah, people were acknowledging that Blue Eyes is a good deck. If you were a smart buyer and you knew you were wanting to play Blue Eyes for Link format, you brought this guy back when he was $9.95. You could have saved yourself like $6 total buying this card. And put those $6 to, like, say, Sage with Eyes of Blue. The moment that they reprinted this card is the moment that I knew that Blue Eyes, that he would fall in price, and that Gospel Revival, aka Return the Dragon Lords, would start spiking in price. This is how I knew that deck would start going up in price. Because that's just how it works. The one card goes lower, and then everything else that involves that deck will have to go up in order to sustain the price value of the deck. And companies forcing people to keep the deck expensive by force. Because they need to make a profit out of it, so they brought up their prices on everything else with the deck. But if you were a smart dog, and you already had those cards before, you just needed to pick up your 3 Sages with Eyes of Blue for $21. Which is not a lot to ask for, considering how much he was before, being at 25. I believe his Ultra Rare copy is still at 25 to this day. Yeah. So, yeah, his Ultra Rare version, which I feel the Secret Rare looks better than the Ultra, is still sitting at 25. So, companies are still trying to keep this guy up in price. I don't know how he came back up, because Blue Eyes isn't even technically the best deck right now. It's just a good rogue deck option for Link format. But again, it's still worth your time to buy. You guys should have seen it coming. You guys should have seen it coming, yo. For real. You guys should have seen it coming, the Metal Foes. If you guys have been watching all my deck profiles, you guys will know that my third most favorite engine to run now is Metal Foes. Because it's just so consistent. And Droll and Lockbird can't even cut off your engine because you're setting the cards from your deck to field. You're not adding them from deck to hand. So Droll and Lockbird can't even cut off this engine of many decks. I mean, I've proven that this deck can give to support to Crystal Beasts, Odd Eyes, Performa Pals, Cleaforts, Kozmo. The Kozmo one was obvious, but all those other ones were not so obvious. Pure Metal Foes with a small Klee engine by themselves. And yeah, you guys should be buying out this engine for Link format if you want to play certain rogue decks, Pendulum rogue decks that I featured on my channel. I even use Metal Foes with the Magicians themselves, and it works wonders. And they work better in 60 card variants than 40 card variants anyway. And along with the lines of Balbaboon being a good card. Let's get Balbaboon up here. Pretty sure I didn't spell it right. Yeah, I didn't spell it right. Balbaboon Yugioh. Let's see how much he is now. Wow. The super rare version. I'm gonna go to super rare because the super rare is actually cheaper than the freaking common. You can get 3 super rare Balbaboons for $3, and this guy is really good with unclogging hands. If you guys saw my videos about this, you guys would know what I'm talking about. So yeah, guys, this is part 1 of my market watch. Stay tuned for part 2. Peace.